All right, everybody. Good afternoon. How we doing out there? It is Doc with you here at ReadySetCrypto. Today's Wednesday, the 26th of October. Welcome aboard, everybody. And let us know where you're coming in from. Check in. Go ahead and hit the thumbs up button when you get a chance. And say hello. We're going to be here for the next, maybe 20, 25 minutes or whatever it takes. And we're going to go through your coins. I'm going to give you my opinions on where I see the market going. We see a lot of movement today. We saw some really interesting things going on as well, too, with some of the global economic markets that's out there. And let's see who we got out there. We got the Emperor, and we have Glass Eye from the Netherlands checking in today. All right. Welcome aboard, everybody. We got Buckhorn from Little Rock, Arkansas. We have Murphy from Rockville, Maryland. I am coming to you directly from Greenville, South Carolina, the beautiful metropolis of. We're going through fall right now. It's a nice warm autumn day. We have a lot of leaves taken off. We got a little bit of rain today. And so that's the weather report from Greenville. So let's, I'm going to park myself down here in the corner and get things started here. So we got DJ from New York. Welcome aboard, man. First thing I want to go over with you guys here today, as you guys continue to come in and say hello, we're going to get things started here. And also, when you get a chance, if there's a coin that you'd like to look at, if there's a currency pair, I'd love to see both of them. So give me the asset and give me the cost basis. Like if you want to see something versus the US dollar or Tether, doesn't matter, or whether you want to see it versus a different stable coin, that's fine. And I'll take a look at that and see if I can find it and chart it for you guys. So who else we got there? We got David coming in from Colorado. We have Joe, and Joe wants to see you and I. We got Zachariah wants to see Decred. Joe wants to talk about the one and only VeChain, and Jack is coming in from Darwin. All right, so I'm going to get started here. We're just, it's going to be myself flying here solo on autopilot. Again, my name is Doc, and I will be your host and disorganizer here today at ReadySetCrypto. Now, the interesting thing that we have here, and I am going to bring over my magic pen here shortly. And the thing that we need to look at is the U.S. dollar and the U.S. dollar index, which is important for what's going on here. Because the U.S. dollar index shows essentially what the cost basis is for a lot of coins, and it's the the reserve currency for the world right now. And it's not to say it's going to be the same way 5 years from now. Again, we could have a lot of changes going forward. Let's see what else we got here. We got Robert from Slovenia. We got Brandon from Central Virginia. We got Steven, and Brandon wants to see Curve. Okay, cool. So if you look at things, if we're pricing, say, like BTC versus the US dollar, think about this for a second. If the US dollar continues going higher in value, then BTC has got to go at least that much higher for the overall fraction to remain higher, right? Does that make sense? And if BTC stays steady like this and US dollar goes up, then BTC ineffectively drops value, or at least this currency pair drops in value, because you're long BTC and you're short the dollar, you're going against a rising dollar. So it would make sense that we have something important happening here. This is a lower high setting up on the weekly chart. And then as of today, we have a lower low. So this is a change in polarity to the downside. Now, be interesting to see if this trend line gets broken in the next day or so here. The next swing test is all the way down here at this level. Okay. So again, guys, I'm just the charting idiot savant in the room here. I don't know much about these projects, and frankly, that's the way I like it. I don't want to be biased in any way about a specific project, because You get to know the developers and you get to know the business case behind it, and fundamentally you fall in love with the project, and it will blind you in terms of its actual value out in the marketplace to everybody else, and that's what really counts, right? So price tells everything about the story behind the coin. So don't take my comments about your specific coin or anything else like that personally. It's the market's view, and I'm just passing along what the market's view is of this. Okay, so let's get into some of these, and it'd be interesting to see also with where interest rates are going to go. Now, of course, we know that next week we have a Fed meeting, and the Fed's only down here at about 3% right now, and the bond market's already way in front of it with the 10-year note. It's up about 4%. So the bond market is already pricing in a future version of what the Fed may be. So it'll be interesting to see if the bond market continues to sell this one down. So let's go into just BTC really quick here. And I've just got the volume profile set up here. We can see we've known that between 18 to 20,000 is a super strong support level right now. We're breaking above 20,000 today, and actually breaking above the latest lower high, which is good. And we're breaking above this descending triangle pattern as well too. So that could be interesting. I'd like to see this basically above 23. To me, we've got resistance up here at about 28. So it might be able to hit 28 on the first shot, but that would probably be a lower high setting up. Bottoms are going to be very, very noisy. They're not going to be an event. They're going to be very, very difficult to pick the actual bottom. So don't worry about that. Okay, let me go into some of your requests. And the first one that I see here, let's see, did I miss anybody? Is the UNI. So let's look at UNI versus Tether. And what I'm seeing here is, and this is kind of a sloppy chart, but if you zoom out to the weekly chart, you can kind of see what's going on here. So we've been in this downtrend on Uniswap for a long time, but if this is, again, this is the weekly chart I've got here, weekly. This has been in a long, and even this is still another lower high, but you're seeing this flatten out. You're seeing this flatten out, and it's trying to find some support. So if this is able to break above here, especially if it's able to break above this level, which is going to be, say, like 10 or so, that is a major reversal, and you're going to see the shorts cover like crazy for quite some time, probably up until maybe this level, maybe up to 20. So this could be a strong trade from 10 to 20. Now, if you want to get an early jump on this, an early jump, then you would basically be looking where this green arrow is here. So the green arrow is kind of where it's making, and it could be anywhere from 712 up to about 735 or so. So I'm just going to put it kind of in the middle of that. But if it's able to clear this area and break above that level with some strength, and what I'd like to see is some volume, and you'll hear me say this quite a bit with just about every single asset here that we're looking at. I want to see volume. Notice what happens with volume comes into this. That means that somebody's getting spanked, which is currently short, and they're covering like crazy. And that covering means that they have to buy back their positions to close them, which further adds to the demand. So it is a heat signature that we're looking for on this. So good volume as it breaks above this level here, which is $7, will be important. And it's going to be there almost real soon. So if it's not able to do that, then don't chase it. Don't chase it unless it's got the volume. But it's got the potential. This is a bigger pattern here. This itself is a bigger pattern here. That is a weekly lower high. But if it's able to, take this move on here, you could find a very quick move up to 10 or so. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We got Phil My Bush has arrived, thankfully. All right. Good to see you. Okay, so that's you and I for Joe. Zachariah wants to look at Decred. And let's look under the crypto. All right, so we're going to look at Decred under Tether. And this is a daily chart. This thing has been a mess. I want to see if there's a different one here, because that's That's Binance. That should be a good chart. I want to see if somebody else has got a better looking chart. No, they are all terrible. They are all terrible. We got this spike, which is kind of destroying everything. So Decred had this one-day wonder, and then it got whack-a-mole back down again. Okay, same comments with this. I would say Decred needs to get above, I'd say, this level here, and also this descending trend line. So to me, about 34 would be the next level that I'd look for a breakout. So as long as it's staying down here and just oscillating around, I'd stay away from it. Wait until it shows intent. As you'll hear me say over and over again, I buy assets that go higher in price. I don't want to be chasing something down the rat hole, which is what most people are taught to do in crypto Twitter, right? So buy the dip, and what is low can get lower. So I don't like that. So that is DCR for Zachariah. Okay, next one we're going to look at is VeChain. VeChain. And if for some reason I bypass you, it's not intentional. It is not intentional. Now this is, I can't say this any other way. This is kind of a crappy looking chart. It's setting up a base on VeChain, but I would not look at until it's able to get over and above this base right there. I don't want anything to do with it. It's just going nowhere right now. So look for assets to start accumulating in price. That means that people the world round are interested in this and think that it's going to go higher. You don't have to be the only one that thinks so. Maybe you are, but you don't have to vote for it with your wallet yet. Wait till this one breaks above, I'd say at least 4 cents or so to be sure on good volume. Okay, that's the, oh, I misread Joe. I thought he's like the one and only VET. No, so he wants ONE. So that's what, Harmony? Harmony versus Tether. Let's look at that. Oh, Harmony's the same. It's in the same boat. It's in the same boat as VeChain. So with Harmony, I would wait until this one is able to, there's no rush. There is no rush to get into these guys, right? No rush. Wait until, just be patient. Wait till it trades above 6 cents. And then you will be on the side of the buyers and not be a bag holder. Okay, so that is, that's Joe. Let's see. New here wants to see Ethereum versus BTC. Now that's a different one. All right. Ethereum BTC. So that's an interesting chart. So with this currency pair, so we have ETH with BTC as the currency, reference currency here. So Ethereum has to be stronger than BTC for this pair to go higher. And as of today, it may be. And we can see that where Ethereum is up 6.9% versus BTC at 3%. Or yeah, not a very good chart in terms of something to technically chart. I mean, you could call this a higher low, and then is this going to create a higher high? You can, but this is one big mess in here. This is really difficult to evaluate. So this is really just charting the strength of Ethereum versus the strength of Bitcoin. You can see that during this period, Bitcoin was stronger than Ethereum. And during this time, we've seen Ethereum be stronger than Bitcoin. So since this is more of a fundamental trade, this is a nice little, let's throw the RSI Laguerre on here and see if we can see an RSI buy signal. And yeah, we're actually kind of late for a buy signal on that. You can see that right there, just took off. Okay, so pretty good signal for that. I don't like to chase these when they're in exhaustion like this, but that's just me. If I'm late on the signal, I'll wait for the next one. So right now, Ethereum is showing stronger relative strength than BTC. All right, next one, Energy Web Token for Steven. Energy Web Token for Steven. Let's go back to here. I think I will speed up a little bit here. And Energy Web Token, unfortunately, I do not. Oh, EWT. I'm sorry. EWT. Of course, that's there. Okay, this one's interesting because it's setting up a higher base. So this has been declining for a while, and then it's setting up this base here. I would say if it's able to break above this base, now what you're seeing also, and this is particularly interesting, is if it's able to break above, say, this level here. Notice what's happening up here. Volume profile says that there's basically no overhead resistance here. If it's able to break above this level, then it should get up to here. So this is the area that you're looking for. This is the differential between the two, which represents the opportunity here. So if you see a break above 6 on good volume, and if it's not already exhausted by that point, then see if you can take it from 6 up to 10. That's pretty worthwhile. That's 4 divided by 6. That's a 75% return. That's pretty good. I like it. Okay, but it's not there yet. It's not there yet. I'm just talking about the potential for this one. It's setting up a base above a base, base on a base on a base on a base. It's the stair-stepping move. Okay. All right, I'm going to speed up just a little bit here. All right, so I'm going to go to Curve. Curve versus Tether. Okay, Curve versus Tether. I want to see this. I'm going to be saying the same thing about just about everything with few exceptions, unless you guys bring up something. But I want to see this break above this base, which is 1.5. Notice also, if you're able to break above 1.5, there's no overhead resistance here. That's almost like a vacuum. So it's going to get sucked out of that base and shoot straight up to somewhere between 2 and 2.5. So that would be a nice move on a percentage basis. That's pretty awesome. All right, that's Curve. Glass Eye would like to see the LTC, Litecoin chart. I have not done much on Litecoin in a long time. So that's market cap. Let me see LTC versus US dollar. On Coinbase. Okay. So you see the green arrow that we have here. This is where I'm looking for a buy point on this. If it's able to break above this on good volume, that's about 68. About 68 is my buy point on Litecoin. If it's able to break above that level, so establish a higher low, higher high combination, start to transition into an uptrend, and on good volume, that's where I'd like that. Okay, Stephen, we're going to look at Matic, which I think is that Polygon? No, it's just Matic. Okay. Same thing here. I like this one if it's able to break above. I swear this is one we're already watching here. That is Polygon. Okay, so this is one I want to see this break above this level here, this base, which is about, you can call that anywhere from 1 to 1.1 in this area. This is setting up a potential higher low, higher high combination. So we're getting, I don't see the volume in here yet. Don't see the volume in here yet. Hey, Coob, what's up? Coob wants to look at Binance Coin. Okay, so we're just going to look at Binance Coin perp. And I've got 300 on this one. So if it's able to break above 300, this is my sort of like aggressive buy point here would be is if it breaks above this level here on 300 with good volume, then we might be able to find a higher high, higher low, higher high combination on Binance Coin. That's my thought. Hey, Joe Rogan is here. Love your show. Okay, let's see. We're going to look at Kenshi. And this is the only way I can look at Kenshi. And this is not a particularly good chart. It looks to be really illiquid. And the only thing I can do with this, it doesn't look to be very old, but it is breaking this descending trend line. We are starting to see some volume coming into this. So this potentially might be, If you want to be a little bit more cautious, you can wait until it breaks above, what is this, 1800 on this level. And that would be a little bit more confirmation that something's actually happening and you're not just buying the next lower high, right? So this could be the next lower high. You just don't know that yet because we trade on the hard right edge. Okay, let's see. We got Atom versus US dollar next. Good afternoon, everybody. Glad you're joining us here today. We're going to look at Atom versus Tether. Atom versus Tether. Okay, so you probably know what I'm going to say about this one here so far. Now, you could take this as a higher low. If it breaks above this level, that would be your most aggressive play, which would be 13. A break above 13 would say that this is a higher low and it's likely to go in this direction. Or what you can do also is you can just say, I'm just going to wait until this breaks above 17. 17 was the former high. But you will lose some edge on there, and it may not necessarily play out exactly. But notice what also is over here. There's no overhead resistance. This thing went straight down from here, and a move like that straight down does not create any kind of resistance or support on the way down. There's no trading activity at that level. So if it's able to break about either the 17 level or even if you got in at 14, you got a clear shot, I think, all the way up to 28 on this one. So coins, when they break out like that, if there's a lot of short interest on it, you can see them spinning out and it creates a lot of attention. People chase after it, and that's what happens. So I'm trying to give you guys some price points that you're not just jumping on right now because you don't know if this is going to just keep on heading lower. You want the market to prove it to you that it is heading higher. Okay, we have, I'm going to pronounce that Marchia. I don't know if I got that wrong. And you want to look at Boson protocol versus Tether. Let's look at this one. Okay, interesting. All right, this one is starting to come off the bottom, and you can see that this does not have a whole lot of history to it, at least on KuCoin. And the area that I would look to buy at is a break above this level here, which is 40 cents. So break above 40 cents and look for some good volume on that. Let's see if there's a better chart of it. Betrex, let's try Huobi. Okay, Huobi is about the same thing, although it's got less history. Wasabi. And Coinex actually is a pretty good chart. Yeah, it's 40 cents across the board pretty much. Breakout of 40 cents. Okay, that's Boson. Girls18.online is your best adult dating site. Thank you. I'm going to remove your ass off here. What do I think of SCUSD? Bart, what do I think of SCUSD? So that's Siacoin. That is Siacoin. I don't really like it. It's not really showing me anything here. I will say this is on Kraken, so that should be okay. I will say that if it's able to get above this level here, so notice what's happening to the rest of the coins in the market. We've got other coins that are coming strong off the bottom already, right? So we've got some coins that we're looking at tonight where they're already up there and they're threatening a buy program. They're threatening a buy signal at this point. This one is not, so it's dragging around in the gutter while everything else is being accumulated. So that is the market voting on Siacoin right now and saying, So I would still hold off on this one until it's able to get above this level here, because you got the same thing going on here. You got a vacuum up here that if you're able to wait off on an entry to this one and it explodes up in this area, you've got that much free and clear on an entry. Carlos wants to look at XRP. Let's look at XRP. XRP has drawn my wrath for years now and has recently started to wake up, which is fun. All right, so what we have here is we have a higher low. Follow me. Follow me. What's going on here? Lower highs, lower lows, lower high, higher low, squeeze to the upside. And so far what we have is a higher low here. So it has transitioned back up to an uptrend. Now, can it break from here and continue higher? If it's able to get above 65, there's not much space up here. It can continue quite a ways. This one's got a tough road to hoe. I mean, XRP is just really tough, and just the fact that it broke out meant that everybody with a mallet started playing whack-a-mole on this thing over the last couple of weeks. But it's holding pretty good. It's holding pretty good. So I'd want to see a break above 55 cents on strong volume for me to chase after XRP. Has anybody pointed out that I look like Harry Hill? I have no idea who Harry Hill is. Harry Hill? Did I just burn myself? Probably. Sologenic. Sologenic. All right, Sologenic versus Tether. Ooh, interesting. Okay, this one's trying to get somewhere. This one's trying to get somewhere. And notice that the volume is coming in. Okay, so what do you think I'm going to say? This could either turn out to be a lower high, lower low, and makes this whole thing a weekly lower high. Or it can continue to rip higher from here. And we don't know which of those is going to do it, right? So what I would say is put a price alert on there. If it starts to break out on the upside and it's got some volume, then that might be a good signal for Sologenic. Casino coin. Casino coin versus Tether. Yikes. I would avoid. There's no liquidity in this thing. Now that's on Bittrex. I don't know if it's traded anywhere else. I can't seem to chart it. This is the only exchange that I see it listed on in TradingView. So there is no liquidity on this thing. I would avoid it at all costs right now until it starts. You can tell just on the way that it's like it's spent entire trading days not moving at all. So it's not catching any trading activity. I would wait till this thing grows up a little bit. Kenshi versus BUSD. I don't know if I can do Kenshi versus BUSD. Yeah, this is the one that I just did. Yeah, I just did this one a few minutes ago. Joe Rogan. All right, let's see. Flux. Let's go into Flux. Flux versus Tether. Not great. Not great. I mean, yeah, it's getting a little bit of love off the bottom, but I would wait till this one grows up a little bit. I don't like this chart. This one's spent far too long. The range is so big on this base. Now, what you'll notice is like a lot of other bases, right? It was doing, a lot of other bases are down here. This one started the process of ripping and then completely ate it. So it's lost all its momentum. For some reason, everybody's given up on this one. So again, I wouldn't want it until it's breaking above 1.4, and that's a long way away. So I would park this one for right now. I don't care versus, so that's algae. Near protocol. Near protocol. I've got this one down here. There we go. Near protocol is atrocious. This is a terrible chart. Terrible. This one was had some promise. But look what happened here. Had some promise, built a higher low, started to break out, and then this is what I'm always worried about. This becomes a weekly lower high. If we go out to the weekly chart, we can see that this is just another lower high and it's destroyed, right? So I would 100% avoid for right now, near protocol. QNT versus US dollar. Okay, so this is one that we've been watching. We did a session a couple of weeks ago and somebody brought this one to my attention, and this is one of the better charts that's out there. This thing is awesome because it was ripping, and instead of getting absolutely destroyed, it's pulling down into, and I bet we could throw fib retracement on here too, see what it's doing. Let's throw a fib retracement on this thing, and I bet you that it's finding some support right at the 38.2, which is where it should be. So that looks pretty good. Now, what it needs to do also is it needs to restore some energy, and that's ripping higher right now. So the energy is coming back up again. The problem is that the weekly chart is blown out. The weekly chart is showing exhaustion down here. So this may be a difficult trade. You may have to be patient for the next swing up on QNT versus Tether. The Joe Rogan experience. Okay, let's see. Who else we got here? Casper. Casper versus Tether. All right. Let me go out to, I'm just going to go out to a simple chart here. This one has got like no, there we go. Okay, I had to get rid of the initial pump. Now this one is still working itself into, declining lower highs, lower lows, lower lows, lower high, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. And that's not much of a base down here. So I would, I want to see some more action from this, setting up a base on, what is this, Casper? Yeah, Casper. So it's still pretty immature. Okay, next one. Mina versus Tether. How are we doing on time? I'm going to have to wrap this up pretty soon here. Okay, this one, not a good looking chart. This is on a weekly chart, so let's go out to daily. Okay, it's still at the lows. Everything else has been ramping for the last few days. This one's trying to get going. I would say do not touch this one until it gets over $1. Let this one set up. Let this one set up. Reef, the crypto bureau, Reef versus US dollar. Very nice. Very nice. Okay, so one thing I would like to see, though, is I want to see this trend line hold. And I don't like the fact that over the last couple of days, this thing is selling off and everything else is ripping. So somebody's selling the Reef. I don't know if it's the Reef. Somebody's selling Reef and buying other assets. They're buying top 10 right now. So I like this chart. I like what it's done over the last couple of months, and the volume is definitely there, but it's in grave danger of losing trend right now. Great danger of losing trend. Well, isn't that funny? My mother is British, so that would make sense. Okay, EWT, we've already done that one. What is my favorite chart in any market at the moment? I spend most of my time watching the S&P, and I think we probably have another couple hundred points on the S&P. So if I were to go out here and just look at the SPX, you ask me for a miracle, I give you the FBI. Okay, so I think this one is reversing strong, and I think this one will get up to maybe 4,100. So this is the one that I see with the most potential for right now. Still in a horrible bear market, but I think we could get a strong squeeze up to 4,100 real soon. Okay, I'm just going to do a couple more here, and I think we are caught up and done. Let's see. Marcos. All right, PHA. Marcos has always got some interesting. Oh, we got to go to crypto here. Woo. Okay, so this is probably a news spike, which is non-sustainable. So I don't like to chase it. This is the equivalent of a dog chasing a parked car. You know how it's going to end. So something happened with this one. Somebody did a pump, and then somebody's doing a dump right after it. So this is the crypto market just piling on. So the initial, whatever the initial news on this one has already flamed out, and there's no further demand. So I would avoid this one with that at all costs. All right, last chart. Somebody's asking for, the Crypto Bureau is asking for Tesla. So let's do Tesla. Let's do that under stocks. What is going on with Tesla? They are reporting earnings. They already reported earnings, right? Yeah, I think they did last week. So Tesla, if it's able to break above 231, it could squeeze real strong. You can see the volume profile on this. If it's able to break above here, it may head higher. Okay, last one, big checker, Evmos, and then we are going to shut down for today. Evmos. That was such an emphatic please, please. Oh, that's a nice looking chart. That might be the nicest looking one we have seen today. So that is on BitGet. Nice reversal. Now, weekly wise, this is just a big pile of mess right now. Just pile of, you know, so you're just seeing swings inside of swings inside of swings. But there may be an opportunity here to take this one up to the top of the range. And let's see what it looks like. It's at exhaustion, so I wouldn't be surprised to see it consolidate for a little bit and then carry on. Okay? There we go, guys. Hey, that's all I got for today. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out with us here today. Don't forget, we run ReadySet.trade, ReadySetCrypto.com, as well as ReadySet.vision if you're interested in on-chain analysis with the one and only Checkmate. So those are things that we do. We have all free services everywhere we go, so you're willing to kick the tires and see what we do for free, and before you have to plunk down any shekels. All right. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for showing up. We'll be here probably same bat channel, same bat time next week. Adios, amigos. Thank you very much, everybody. Great questions, great chat, and we'll see you soon. Bye now. Be good.